Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Amanda Perez. If you've never been here before, welcome. I already said that, but welcome again. And if you've been here before, welcome back. This is my best friend forever, Danielle. I'm visiting in St. Louis during this quarantine, and yeah, finally dragging her to YouTube with me.
What a fun ride.
Woohoo! So I've actually been wanting to make this video for a while, and I was telling Danielle about it, and I'm like, hey, do you want to make this video with me? And she was like, yeah, I'm down to talk about tits, so let's do it.
Let's do it.
But before we get started, make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications, because you don't want to miss all the good stuff we have coming up, including Ratchet Snack Time.
Oh, yes, I love Ratchet Snacks. Almost as much as I love titties. So
they're a
good
close
times.
second. Good times. All right, so let's talk about the tits.
Woo!
Woo!
There we go.
You really can't go wrong with the tatas, so the tit-tays. Like, how many things can you call tits?
Ooh.
Boobs, breasts,
Boibs.
boibs,
That's for Laura Claire.
boobies.
Tatas. Did we say that one?
We didn't.
Tits.
Titays. I call them my popcorn catchers sometimes.
Ooh, crumb catchers.
Crumb
Pop catchers. Yes.
Yes, fun bags.
Ooh, fun bags. I love that one. Ooh, cushions, pillows.
Cushions, pillows, yes. They like them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get asked a lot of questions about my tatas from women. They're, you know, thought about getting them, or they're scared of it, or they have questions. I already said that, but you know what I'm saying. Questions. Questions.
We had a lot of questions before.
I did. And
Yes.
I talked to a lot of people that already had their boob. Why am I like sitting already like, yeah,
Yes,
this my girl. Just figured I would kind of bring that to the table and just make a video about it.
I mean, I've always kind of wanted boobs. Like, fun fact, since I was way too young to even think about boobs, I wanted boobs, and you know this. Like,
Yes,
I always wanted boobs, and I never had them. So I knew it was something that I wanted to get. And I think you went back and forth with it for a long time.
I did, so I can't say I shared the same desire for boobs, although I always wanted my boobs to be bigger than when I was younger, because I would stuff my bra with socks.
Oh, we've all been
And then
there.
I definitely owned water bras and like super padded push-up bras. I wanted boobs, but I wasn't all about the implant situation.
Right.
I knew a lot of girls that had them. I heard so many horror stories, and I was just like, I was so scared about messing my boobs up, because I had, you know, nice little perky boobs.
You did have really good boobs.
You know? And I didn't feel like, of course, I always had the people like, you don't need them and this and that. My biggest advice to anyone watching this video or that is thinking about getting their boobs done, do it for you. Don't do it because you think you'll get more modeling jobs, or because your boyfriend likes big tits, or the guy you like likes big tits. Do it because it's something you want to do. I will say, especially in my early, you know, late teens, early 20s, I did lose out on gigs because I didn't have, you know, big boobs. Like, there were publications I didn't get. Specifically, that one was American Curves, I think it was called. It was a popular magazine, because I had a big butt, but I didn't have big titties. So I didn't get certain publications. However, I did make a lot of money in swimsuit competitions.
You did. You own that stage.
Yes, I was working them little titties like you wouldn't believe.
Yes, which I think is what you need to have first.
Yeah, I feel like it made me stand out too, honestly, back then, because a lot of the girls had boobs, had their boobs done, and I didn't, so it made me stand out. But I will say, so I got mine done when I was 28, and it was because I wanted it. I was super hardcore into working out, 7 days a week, sometimes twice a week, doing CrossFit.
Yes,
like,
you were hardcore.
Obsessed. So when you lose body fat and you have your natural breast tissue, like, your boobies just go bye-bye.
Yeah, see you later.
Yeah, and that annoyed me. And also strapless bras.
Oh, yes.
Always tugging on them.
Yes.
And honestly, I got my boobs done because I never wanted to wear a bra again.
That's such a good, like, plus that I think nobody really talks about.
Yeah, yeah.
Because even though, like, I've had my boobs now, like, the same amount of time you have.
It's been 6 years.
6 years already? I thought
Yeah, because you got them, like,
right after
April.
you.
Mine was April 2013.
And mine was what? I think August?
You were August.
Yeah.
August 12th.
Oh, wow. Look at you.
Something like that. 2013. 2013 was a good year and a bad year.
Yeah.
There's reasons why I remember.
Honestly, compared to 2020, though, it was doing way better than 2020.
Yeah.
I was gonna just say, like, for me, like, I was really scared. Like, I wanted to for the longest time, but I also have other responsibilities in life. I have a kid and I had like a lot of other responsibilities. So I was like, I don't want to spend the money and then somehow feel bad. Like that, like, so I would never want any of my responsibilities to falter. So that was one thing for me. And then also, I think I was scared. I didn't want them to look like.
I remember you were worried about it making you look bigger.
Yes, I
that
really
was a big concern.
Because obviously if you're adding volume, you're making things bigger. And
Yes.
I'm already really wide, but I hated whenever I would put on like things with a strap or strapless. I'm like, I had nothing. She stuffed her bras. I wore 2 bras. I would literally like put everything I could there. I was so scared about just looking too big. And sometimes like even whenever like every day, like this is probably the most cleavage that I show, but the thing that
They're so nice. The other thing
they
too,
look like real boobs.
well, you had real boobs before, but they were
Not
just
like-
real natural.
Like, ugh.
Real natural. And you had some asymmetry going on, and he did such a good job at like carving out your
So good.
breast cavity and like reshaping things, making them look more even.
Ooh, that's a good point that I wanted to say. Like, if you are on the journey to getting boobs and you've already started to look at surgeons, for me, what you said is, I think, the number one most important thing. Like, make sure you're doing it for you. And once you
Yes.
decide that this is what you want to do and you start on the journey and you're looking for surgeons, because I had went to surgeons before we decided on.
Same. I did a couple consultations
I
at
did,
places
yeah.
and met with some other doctors that friends had. And I will say, and I don't know if you felt the same way, but the other girls I'd asked advice, they were like, oh, I love my doctor. And I just knew he was the person. And the other people I met, I was kind of like, I don't know. Dr. Boudreaux,
Boobdra.
loved. I called him after my surgery. You know, you're a little drugged up. I called him Dr. Boobdreaux.
He is you have to. I've actually had more work done from him. That's for another video.
Yeah.
But once you go under, I think it's really important to feel comfortable
Yes.
with a person that is.
And I really liked him too. Like, it's important to know, I feel like Dr. Stiles, I loved, he was a reconstructive plastic surgeon, board certified, which, you know, if you look that up, it means he graduated in the top percentile of his class. And then also he was a plastic surgeon, not a cosmetic surgeon. There's differences there. I can't remember how much schooling, but I know it has, I think our friend had explained that to us at one point. It's like an additional 8 years or something.
Yeah.
Something excessive. Like, you want to go to a plastic surgeon, don't go to a cosmetic surgeon to get your, you know, chest cut open.
No offense to anybody out there that is
Yeah.
one, but I just.
You don't want to offend anyone, obviously.
Yeah.
This is my recommendation. They go through a lot more training specifically for, you know, doing surgery. So,
He was very like meticulous.
oh, the other thing I really liked is his style. Same thing like when you're looking at like injectable fillers and stuff like that. You'll see some girls with like super overdone lips. Like, I've had my lips done. Honestly, even my guy was telling me, he's like, you can't even tell you really had anything done. And I'm like, that's the
what you
point.
wanted.
Like, when you see those girls have big old lips, like, that's a lot of filler.
And that
or
could
possibly
be what they want, or it could just be the injector
which
did
is
too
my
much.
point.
Yeah.
Is also like doctors have a certain style. Like, I know there was a
yes.
doctor in LA that she advertises that, like, you want big, luscious, big old lips, like, come to me. And I'm like, I do not want to go to you at all.
Yeah.
Great work, super popular on IG. A lot of girls go to her, but not the look that I want. I want something a little more natural. And same thing when it comes to breast implants. I love that Dr. Boudreaux, he really looked at the proportion
Yes.
of my breast to booty.
Yes.
Breast to booty ratio is important so you look balanced, you know?
Yes.
He was like, you can support on the front, which I got going on in the back. I like it. I approve of it.
Absolutely.
And he was great at explaining things
Yes.
like why we're going to go with
So
this
patient.
implant versus another implant. Because I was very scared of having, I always call them cantaloupe boobs. It looked like girls
yeah,
cut,
like they just like put a bowl.
yeah, like
yeah.
they cut a cantaloupe and haven't just stuck it on their chest. I'm like,
yeah.
I don't want that. Or the gap.
Especially for you, because you didn't have a lot of body fat, so you were worried like with it looking like
Because I'd seen so many crazy boob jobs. I guess we all have.
Yeah, we've all seen them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that gap. Oh, I definitely. I was so worried about that.
Which is something important, and they told me about was breast implants are going to enhance the shape of your breasts already have. You already don't have a big gap in between your breasts.
So you won't.
So when we enlarge the breast, like you're not going to get that. So
which the thing is you want to have a good person like Kendra is. You want to make sure she's able to answer, or she or he are able to answer all your questions. Just be the person like doing
your consult, maybe not the doctor. You usually do a consult with like.
Oh, absolutely. You'll do a consult before you just see the doctor. But like for me, I was worried about, because like I had asymmetrical boobs before. Like one was bigger than the other, one was higher, one was lower, which is I think very common. And so she was able to explain to me like, here's what you could, like if you just put an implant, it's going to basically just look like what you already have bigger. But if you want to balance it out, here's some options for you. So you definitely want to make sure that your consultant,
your educator, asking questions. And the other thing is too, like even with Danielle and I, so I would say, I don't know what size you are. So a big thing that I get caught up with women is what size implant do you have?
Oh my gosh, speak on
it.
And
this is like one of the biggest things, because
annoying.
I've had other friends get their boobs done and they're so freaked out by the amount of cc's. In my theory, I think that my boobs are bigger than yours, and I'm pretty sure I have a smaller implant. I don't remember.
Okay.
I know I had another friend, Christina, go to the same doctor. She's similar in size to me, but she had less breast tissue. So that's what you want to keep in mind, is how much breast tissue you're already starting with, because you're adding to that. So she was so freaked out by the cc's. The doctor recommended her, actually, I think he was telling her to get like 450 or more. Because she's like, I want my boobs to be the same size as Amanda's. He's like, well, this is what I need to do. She was so scared about it. She didn't want them to be too big. And she only went with 400s, I believe.
Okay.
And after she got them done, she was like, I wish I would have went bigger, because they're not as big as I want. I'm like, you were so caught up in this number.
Yeah.
But you weren't adding, like, I only have 350, but I already had
breast tissue to begin with.
And then even with me, now I'm 15 pounds heavier than when I got my boobs done. So naturally, I have boobs and booty. So when I get bigger, they get bigger. Yeah. So no, I didn't. For all the people wondering, no, I didn't get my titties redone. I just been eating real good.
Only the one time, yeah.
Only the one time.
Which is crazy, because they say you're supposed to like, I was worried about that, because they say you're supposed to redo them.
But I had asked our consultant about that, and she had said you don't have to. She's like, some women usually, which is another reason I made sure to really talk to my doctor, and I actually went bigger than what I was originally going to do. First, I was like, I just want 300 cc's. I want a little implant. And they were like, I think, my consultant's like, I really don't think that's a really small implant. Like, most people don't do it. I really think that you would be happy with like, at least do 325, but I recommend 350. And I was like, let me talk to the doctor. Keep in mind that 25 cc's is like a tablespoon of product. So it's not a lot. And then also my concern was with working out, because I also went under the muscle. You lose some volume that way too. And I also knew that most women end up getting their boobs redone because they want to go bigger. Because they didn't go big enough. Yep. So I'm like, I want to go big enough and not too big. And again, the doctor is super great at explaining, like, to keep a natural look, you want the implant to be within a certain amount of like your breast pocket. And again, every woman's breast pocket is a different size. So that's going to determine what size implant you can get, because the implants are a certain width. So I actually went with a moderate profile.
I did high profile. And which is interesting though, because the way her natural breast tissue is, like, she naturally looks like her breast sits higher. So if she would have went with a high profile,
I would have got that super cantaloupe-y, like, fake look.
But because my breast tissue, I already, like, I'd had a child, so my breasts were low. Like, I didn't have, like, they were kind of deflated a little. So I needed that high profile, like, and this is with them being, like, pushed up. Yeah.
So you have the width of the implant is different. So a high profile implant is actually more narrow. I have a moderate implant, so it doesn't stick out as much, and it's a little wider. And then I went with 350 cc silicone implants, and then you don't remember what you have. I
did something cc, because honestly that doesn't matter. It just matters on how you feel. It's the end result. Like, it's almost like whenever, like, if you're going to a trainer or you talk to somebody, like, and you're so caught up with how much you weigh, the number on the scale. But muscle, technically, like, weighs the same. Like if you have 5 pounds of muscle and 5 pounds of fat, it's 5 pounds, but the way it looks is different.
Yes.
So it's with your breasts, like I don't, it doesn't matter what the CC is, but my, I went with a high profile versus the medium profile just because my breast composition was, I guess I would say deflated. I'd had a child. I had been really big, then really small, then big. So like weight gain, weight loss. So they just didn't have a lot of power to the
volume.
a lot of volume. So I went with the high profile, and honestly after they've settled in, I think that they look like natural
That's
breasts.
how I feel about mine. Like they dropped pretty nice.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, okay.
I loved settling into them.
Yeah.
It was really, really
like,
nice.
They got good jiggliness to them. They're
Oh, and I did a silicone as well.
Yes.
I did
So
silicone.
that's another question I get a lot about silicone or saline. So saline, if you ever go to a consultation and ask to feel the implants, you're gonna feel the difference and you're gonna be like, yeah, I want the silicone in my body. It feels more real.
It
and
does.
it's kind of like thicker, the saline's very watery, and that's usually what you see when you see a lot of like the rippling. There's actually a lot of issues people have had with saline.
I think that some, and again, we're not plastic surgeons,
No,
but
we're
from
not.
our research,
research.
saline will get the rippling.
Yeah.
It could be on the top or on the bottom. Also, if it ruptures, that saline goes into your body, whereas the gel, if anything happens to your gel, it does not move.
Oh yeah, the silicone is a gel. If you ever hear people talk about, oh, do you have the gummy bear implants? Yeah, so if you like cut the implant in half, it's like a gummy bear. It doesn't leak out. So I
was
also,
concerned
like,
with that.
Same. I was worried because you hear all these horror stories about, oh, your implants can explode in your body and all this. And
I'm leaking. Like I didn't want that.
yeah, no, didn't want that. So that's another thing. And then I went under the muscle. Most
Same.
people go under the muscle.
Same.
You're able to still do regular breast exams and stuff like that, but that's also why you can lose some of the volume. On that note, I do still work out and was able to train chest and stuff like that. Now I listen to my body. I don't do anything too heavy. Like flies, for example, feel really uncomfortable. Like dumbbell flies, so I don't do those.
Yeah.
It's an isolated chest movement that I stay away from because I don't want to cause any issues.
Yeah.
And I don't lift super heavy when I do chest, but it is important if you are working out and training to have balance to your body, and you don't want to completely avoid your chest, but definitely just listen to your body.
That's a good
and
general
if it hurts,
rule of thumb.
Yeah, if it hurts, don't do it.
Like that's pretty much, you should be doing that anyway.
Yeah.
But you can still, like to your point, you can still
I just
work
hear that a
out
lot.
your
Like people like,
chest.
don't work out your chest because you have implants.
Like, you
I've
can do that.
had them for 6 years. I haven't had any issues.
Like you can still live your life with implants.
Yes. Life goes on and with titties.
It's actually better too. I remember buying bras and being so excited to buy new bras.
I didn't buy a bra.
You
for
did.
2
You were
years.
excited to like not wear a bra.
I was just like,
I was excited to buy.
My ex was always like, babe, I can see your nipples. I'm like, and?
So, but I do love like, because it was always bothering me like when I wanted to wear something backless or
yes,
low cut,
or the sticky bra, and I was just like, this sucks.
can't do anything.
Yeah.
So I do like that aspect of it, but I always have a bra on. Usually.
Yeah, now I do, but I don't have to look for like the super padded ones. I can wear like a nice thin little.
Just the cute lacy ones.
Yes, the bralette.
Yes, love those.
Yes, I do feel like it took about a year for my boobs to feel
like
really
real.
nice. One thing one of my other friends told me, she's like, nobody told me about the nipple zaps. Did you have the nipple zaps?
No, what's a nipple zap?
I feel like because she had kids. It was Bonnie had talked to me about
What's a nipple zap?
when your nerves were healing for like the next year and you would get that like electric shock through your freaking
I
boob.
didn't get that. Did you get that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so I didn't have
It's like a
experience that.
tingling and then it like, it hurts. It hurts so bad and no one talks about it.
No, I didn't get those.
Yeah, nipple zaps. So
Okay.
it's just your
Could
nerves
happen.
healing and like coming back to life, I guess.
Oh, did she get hers through the nipple? I wonder, because we went
but I
under.
didn't-
We did.
I didn't
No, you
either.
didn't either.
Yeah.
We both did the same in
yeah, we
incision.
both went under the
under boob.
under boob. So I have a little scar right here.
You were really good about taking care of yours though, because you were worried about the scar.
I didn't kind of take care of the one, but they're still pretty good. Like they're really small.
Yeah.
I just picked at my one stitch like a dum-dum.
Oh, I took my stitch out at work, which was really funny. I had my coworker come into the bathroom with me, and I was like, can you get my stitch out? I had one
and then
stitch.
be prepared too. Like your titties are gonna be like up here to your chin. Yes, Coco, booby's gonna be up to your chin. And then, she's like right here.
Look how excited she is about boobies too.
Yes!
God, she's cute.
Oh,
look. Oh, it's a dog rest. A little dog pillow.
Dog pillow. She's like, hello.
Okay.
Okay. This is the size of my boobs. It's like one puppy head. My titties also didn't drop. So they drop, like, they start out up here and then your skin like stretches and, you know, they end up like down here. Like where real boobs are. But mine didn't drop like evenly, like.
Oh, they dropped at different times?
Yeah, like one was a little higher.
That.
I mean, I was taking pictures, so many progress pictures of my boobs throughout the whole process. I think it was my left one was higher. So naturally, here's the other thing. I have...
Don't you do it.
And most women do asymmetry in your boobs as far as like one's a little bigger than the other one. Now, if it's a big enough difference, then you can offset it with 2 different size implants, you know, and they'll get them closer. Mine wasn't...
Oh, I did that.
Yeah, I think you did that. Mine wasn't a big enough difference. Like if I would have went with a larger implant and my smaller boob, it would have just made it bigger than the other one. So they're like, we're just gonna put the same, and like it's a slight difference. So I think it was my left one. It's a little higher from when I was like...
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, yeah. He did a really good job balancing the size of mine.
Yeah,
I had to
yours were awesome. Like,
yeah.
Oh, another thing. If you have surgery or you've never had surgery before, find out... Well, I had surgery when I was a kid, but I didn't remember this. And my, the girl who did my consult was like, are you sensitive? Does anesthesia make you sick? And I was like, I don't think so. Like, I think I'm fine. And I thought about asking my mom, but I didn't. She's like, you really don't want to throw up after surgery. Like, it's really bad. And so my sales consultant is one of my good friends, FYI. So she came to pick me up from the hospital.
Oh yeah, that's not a service they normally offer.
I open my eyes, I look at her, and she's like, are you gonna throw up? And I'm like, And they loaded me up with medicine and knocked me right back out.
No.
I was like, and then later on I talked to my mom. She's like, oh yeah, I could have told you. Remember you get really sick from anesthesia. I'm like, oh.
I get shakes. Like, I get the shakes, but you saw me come out of surgery.
You were like...
a glowing goddess.
She was fine.
Fabulous. Literally my lifelong dream. I looked like a dying bird. I was struggle bus city. That was not the case for me.
Yeah.
Oh, it's worth mentioning too, if you've had either a child, if you've had a child or a lot of weight gain and weight loss, like basically some stretch in your breast, it might be a little easier on the healing process for you.
That's what I feel like I heard. All the girls I knew that had babies before were like, recovery wasn't as bad. I was dying.
Yeah, it was tough for you.
I was dying.
Literal death.
Yeah. It was painful, but so worth it.
Absolutely. I would say 100% will do it. Like, if I ever have to do it again, I actually want to go and get a lift. Like, I kind of considering more things. I went back to Dr. Boudreaux to have more procedures, but I actually want more, and I kind of want to do a lift and maybe another implant because Kendra said they got new ones.
I know, they keep coming out with new ones.
She gets new ones just like, it's like,
ooh,
there's a new flavor. Exactly.
So, I've thought about in moments, but this is, I feel like, also part of the industry, man, because I've had issues like, oh, her boobs are so big, her boobs are too big, blah, 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 blah. Which I feel like I can obviously, like, you know, put them on display more like they are now, or I can, you know, be more covered up. I feel like I can kind of play them down when I need to. Because there are sometimes I'm like, my boobs aren't that big, like they totally fit my body, and then sometimes I look at a photo, I'm like, Jesus Christ, my tits are as big as my head. It's great. So there are moments, and I feel like it's really trendy right now to have a smaller chest.
Yeah.
Like, of course.
I was like, of course now.
But everything comes back around, so I think it's fine.
I think boobs will come back.
Yeah. But I'm like, oh, I feel like small chests are kind of in, but I don't want to get my implant. If I went with a smaller implant, because I've also gained weight since I had them, so naturally my boobs did get bigger. So I'm like, oh, if I wanted them the size they were when I got them, I would need to get a reduction and a lift because my skin stretched out. So that scar, when they do that, it's like an anchor. They have to go around your nipple, down your breast, and then underneath. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. So we're sticking with these. Because plus, I don't know. I might have kids one day still. There's still a chance. We don't know. And that is going to do a lot of things to my body, so I figure I'm gonna stick with what I have.
Trust me, the moms out here know that that's gonna do a lot of stuff to your body.
Our friend Nicole, she had 2 kids, and then she got hers redone because she had to go with a bigger implant because from being pregnant stretched out the breast pocket, so she got a bigger implant, filled that up, and then got pregnant. She was like, I'm so mad right now. I'm gonna have to get them done again.
Kids, they're the gift that keeps on giving.
Her little girl's so cute.
They are, yes. She has very cute children.
So I think they're worth it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I have some other friends that have had kids, and they've I think it's really common. I mean, that's where you get mommy makeovers for, because you're just deflated. And I'll say, even if you haven't had kids out there, just weight gain and weight loss, something about your skin, it just deflates and goes down, and it's stupid. So get an implant.
So just, fill it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Feel free to comment below. Let us know if you guys have other questions that we're not thinking of. I will, make sure to answer you as best I can in the comments, unless this is 5 years later, then I might not see it, but
I think
currently, yes.
We hit the most common questions that you and I both hear. Honestly, a lot of people can't even tell I have them, because I'm also I'm not taking photos.
I don't know if people just assume that I have. I think people just ask are those real or fake, and the fact that you have to ask is great. I think mine look pretty natural, to be completely honest. The way they've dropped and everything they feel great.
They do. I think before she had breast implants, because I can attest to this, she had perfect. I think I was one of the people that was oh, you don't need them. You don't need them, because she had perfectly round breasts already, which it was perfect. And so, coming from my point of view, because I did not have that, I had more of a teardrop type breast, and I was no, don't touch yours, they're perfectly fine.
I was so scared to mess them up.
So I think that's why people would, if anybody asks if yours are real or not, it's just because they're perfectly round.
They are very round.
Yeah.
They're very soft too. They're like pillows. Just pillows.
They really are. I think the most important thing out of this whole video that you can take away is do it for yourself.
Yes.
Make sure it's something that you
or anything.
really want.
I feel any
anything.
Plastic surgery, any cosmetic procedure. Do it for yourself, not for any external validation or somebody else, because
you don't need them. You don't.
And that's the thing. When people post you didn't need to do that, I'm I know I didn't need to.
But I wanted to.
I wanted to, and you know what? I think they're pretty freaking fun.
Yeah. So. You did it to make yourself happy. That's the most important thing. You do not need any of it. You really don't. But if it's something that you really want for whatever reason it is, it needs to be for your reasons and your reasons only, then go for it.
Get you some titties, girl. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to follow Danielle on Instagram. We're trying to get her on YouTube, but for now, she's on Instagram. She's an amazing makeup artist, has great tutorials. I can't wait to do a brow video with you.
I know, right? Oh, yes.
So make sure to link her Instagram down below as well. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications, leave a comment down below. Let us know other videos you would like to see us do or things you'd like to have me talk about. Hope this video is helpful, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Bye!